Yes, people, and welcome back to the Red Pitch Podcast. I'm joined by Matt. How you doing, Matt?
I'm good. What's everyone saying?
You good, Dubbz?
I'm blessed, King. I'm blessed. How's yourself?
Good, man. All good. Community Shield. Yes. And Skants.
Yeah, man, I'm good. Good,
man. All right, listen, let's get straight into it, man. So let me come to you first, Dubbz. I want to pose a question to everyone that you actually put in the group earlier. So for your team, Liverpool FC, right? We know the season starts this weekend. Chelsea, you guys got Chelsea, tough start. Chelsea looking all right, looking quite well. So I just wanted to ask, what are your expectations for Liverpool this season?
Boy, my expectations are really high for my club, but I have to let my ego take a back seat right now, and I'm hoping for a top four and maybe a trophy alongside that.
Okay, which trophy you fussed? Even if it's top four in the Carabao, you're not.
Do you know what I think we can actually make a push in the Europa. I'm not hyped about it, but I just see it as I think our team's strong enough. I think my team's strong enough to do the Europa League. I'm just being honest.
And I read, obviously, we've been reading the reports about Liverpool having the smallest squad currently. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that? Do you feel you're going to get a lot more numbers in, or
it's worrying because the midfield looks really light. We've only really got 6 midfielders. You know, usually we had about at least 8. You know, there's no number 6, no natural number 6 right now, and some of the preseason games we've done okay attack-wise, but defensively we just look real suspect because there's just no protection in front of the back line. And that was our downfall last season because Fabinho just wasn't the same. Do you know what I mean? He didn't have the legs, but at least he still gave a bit of protection. But Chetic steps in. He done very, very well protecting the back line. But the pre-season, we just looked awful. Every time we keep getting countered, man, we just look.
Who's been playing in the 6 in pre-season?
Well, Jones has played a couple times. McAllister played today in the 6. Also, I keep forgetting the young kid's name.
McDonald.
The Doc?
McDonald.
Yeah, he's played there too. So
okay,
yeah, that's really it. And then I was hearing rumors apparently Matic might be used there in the 6th position because he played there before for Schalke. Yeah. So you never know. We'll never know.
That's it, man. And Skants, what about you? What's your expectations for Liverpool this season? What do you think?
Top 3 finish and a cup, I'll be happy with. Okay.
Are you fussed on which cup, or you just want a trophy?
Nah, a trophy at the end of the season is good for me, man. A trophy's a trophy. Like, I don't buy into this saying like the Carling Cup's not this and not Carling Cup that. Back in the day, they could say that, but nowadays, you can see that most teams put their full strength team out once it gets to the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
no one really rotates their team in it. They take it seriously from then. So, and look at the winners for the last what 8 years: Man City, Liverpool, now Man United. So it's a decent trophy, man. It's not like at the back of the day. So I don't buy into this saying it's not a trophy. When you look at your awards that your club's got, they count it, don't they? The Carabao Cup. So I'm not gonna dismiss it.
Squad
I think to me there's need a little bit of context to saying that we've got the smallest squad, because they're saying that, but realistically there's like 4 players who don't need to be registered. So you've got like Elliot doesn't need to be registered. You've got Bradley doesn't need to be registered. Doten doesn't need to be registered, and there's someone else, I can't remember the last person, but there's about 4 players who don't need to be registered. So if you look at it on paper, our squad's thin. But if you look at it with the unders, they don't need to be on the register, then it doesn't look as thin as that. So that's why I think it needs to be a bit of context. Yes, we need a few more players, but it's not as small as people think because of the youngsters that can step in.
Yeah,
They don't need to be registered.
Okay. So top three, you're saying top three in a trophy?
Yeah, I'll be happy with that. It's a transition season. I don't expect us to be challenging realistically. If we did, then I'll be shocked. But realistically, with new players coming in, you can't expect them to gel straight away and take on a force like Man City. But we've got to be realistic about these things.
Very true, very true. Matt, what are you saying? What's your expectations for the Gunners this season, man? Your personal expectations?
I'm not sure, man.
Don't learn, do they, man?
Listen, I'm just getting Skants. I'm just kidding. You know what? To be fair, that's what I want. Like that, my heart says, but my head says, I still think City are gonna win it. You know what? At the end of the day, we're here to talk about this signing, that signing, this and that. City just went out Gavardio, bang, like, and it's literally. And I think that's kind of gone on the radar. I don't think people are deep in how good that guy is. So I still think they're favourites. But listen, I think top two minimum. I genuinely believe. My only concern, and I said it before, is how we do the Champions League transition, Champions League and League. If we can knuckle, because I think you said before, we've got home games after our 6 group stage games. Yeah. So maybe that might be a benefit. But I think I'll take top 2/3, and then FA Cup, good run. Either win the FA Cup or go real close and go really far in Champions League. The Champions League is the one which I'm really, really interested in. I'm fed up of that round of 16 getting knocked out by the Monacos and all of that. Like, I really want to see us attack the Champions League because it's all progress, isn't it? You finish top 2, you win an FA Cup and go far in Champions League. You build again. You go. No one's being silly and saying we're going to win, unless some of these stupid podcasters who Skants don't like predict all of that silliness. But no, honestly, I think top 2, 3. I want a decent run in FA Cup. We haven't had one for a long time, and a growing Champions League.
Yeah. I think I'm on similar lines actually. Me, I think. I'm not even gonna say City are gonna win it. I'm not even gonna say we're gonna win it, but I think it's gonna be another season like last season. But I think it's gonna be at least 3 teams are gonna be close. It's not just gonna be us and City like last season. I think there's gonna be another team in there. I don't know who yet. Could be Liverpool. If they get a couple more signings over the line, could potentially be Liverpool. Newcastle are looking very good in pre-season. Haven't lost a game. They're looking.
I think they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle. Not because of
the same way.
Not because of play. I just think the squad's not big enough to compete in the Champions League as well as the league. That's the only problem I see with Newcastle. I think they signed some good players, but it's just coping with the Tuesday, Saturday, or Tuesday or Wednesday, Sunday, that sort of thing take its toll on the squad.
Yeah, I just feel. Do you know what it is? I feel with Newcastle, they surprised us last year, but I think this season, I feel like they're gonna surprise again. They seem to have a different mentality now where they're not really losing. If they're not winning, they're getting draws. They're not really conceding many goals as well. I feel they're going to build on last season. I don't know. I think they're going to surprise.
I think it's going to be the same for you as well, like this season. Sorry, but I don't think you're going to fly away again. I think you possibly might struggle. As I think teams will pay you more respect, a bit more respect this season, as in the fact that you won, and then like people go, no, they'll drop off. You won again, they'll drop off. You get what I mean? Where people didn't really show you respect, teams didn't show you respect. Well, I think this season, teams will show you more respect. They'll sit deep. They'll park the bus like Liverpool. Everyone parks the bus against us. So I think teams will do that more against you this season. And then I think with Jesus missing, I think that hurts you. I don't think it hurts. It's in the team. It's in like Saka and Martinez don't seem as lively when he's not there.
100%.
Like he brings them so much into the game. Where he's not there, you they sort of like dwindle out the game. The two of them, they can't find space, and people double up on them and stuff. Where when Jesus is there, he'll drift out wide and give him that space inside.
Can I just say quickly?
That's literally what Matt was just saying as well in our preview.
It's spot on, Skants, spot on. And I think with the Newcastle one, I know what Cavi is saying. I just feel like with Newcastle, I can see, like, you know, that season where everyone's like, rah, they're not as good this year. I can really see them struggling. And I'm sure you guys saw before what I was trying to say about Tonali, and I got hammered for it, right? I've seen him pre-season. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I rate him. But I just think this league, you're going to see moments where
I said the same thing. I just don't think, like, no disrespect to Italian players or anything like that, but you haven't seen any Italian centre midfielder probably since what?
How far we go back?
What's the guy? Chelsea, who was a captain as well, won the Champions League.
Di Matteo.
Since Di Matteo, realistically, you can't really pick out an Italian centre midfielder who's come into the league and he's used to the rough and tumble. If you get what I mean, I'm not like, I know Specs is saying that he's a physical guy, but physical in Italy and physical in the Premiership are two totally different things. You can get physical over there and buy free kicks and stuff. Where over here it's like, nah, mate, get up. That don't run here. You get what I mean? And then remember, they get a winter break. No winter breaks over here, man. You're playing in the cold up in Newcastle on Boxing Day. Like, you're used to your feet up like sunless or somewhere. You ain't getting that this year, man. You get what I mean? So,
that's what I'm saying.
And Nick Pope don't have an hour to take his goal kicks anymore as well. So. All this is changing now, bro.
There's going to be a lot of extra time in those Newcastle games.
Also booking as well, man. Even just touching the ball just slightly away from where it was called for a free kick. Wow.
You can imagine their players, they've got it ingrained in them. So they're natural. You just kick it.
There you go. Watch yourself. Hey, Dubbz, I just wanted to ask you, do you think Chelsea can make a push for a top 4 this season? Can you see it?
They have looked good in pre-season. But I think it's asking a lot of Pochettino too soon. I think maybe they can get a top 6. I think they can push for a top 6, but I don't think Pochettino would have that many players gelling so fast throughout the season itself.
They've lost Nkunku as well for a couple of months now,
which I think is a major loss for them. A major loss, because I rate Nkunku. I think he's quality. I wanted him at Liverpool, to be honest with you. I thought he'd been the perfect replacement for someone like Firmino. But I can't see him making top 4, but top 6 definitely. I think that's massive growth for them currently where they finished last season. But yeah, under Pochettino, because they just got too many players, man. He's got too many players to kind of like gel and make him work to his system. I just don't see him making top 4.
He seems, though, in pre-season, he seems to be settled on on his squad. Obviously, with Nkunku out now, you're gonna have to bring in someone else. But he seems quite settled with his lineup, and they've been looking all right. In terms of Spurs, obviously they turned down the 100 million euros for Harry Kane, obviously going into his last year of his contract, which I think is crazy. But
it's madness. We
know Spurs with Harry Kane, there's always a chance. What are you thinking about Tottenham? Do you think Tottenham can push for that top 4 at all?
For some reason, I don't think Bayern's going to give up. I think Bayern's going to go back in with another offer. And I just can't see how Spurs are going to let this guy go for free next summer. I just can't see it. And already the owner, before he got arrested, he announced, didn't it, saying that Kane can't go for free. Do you know what I mean? So Levy has to sell him this summer. If he extends his contract for another year so they make some peace, then I don't know for Harry Kane, innit? I don't know what's going on with that boy. But I can't see him staying another season. I just can't see it, bro. And
he's going to be 31 next summer as well. By the time he does go, if he does.
The only thing is, I'm surprised I haven't heard any rumors yet of Spurs maybe looking at somebody else to try and cover for someone like Harry Kane. But then they've already got Richarlison. Maybe they might strengthen elsewhere. But yeah, there's just been no talk of any other striker. But I think talks have been really good between Bayern because, like he says, Bayern's not walked away. You know, they're just. It says that they're still in talks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just don't think Bayern's going to give up. I think they'll go in with another offer.
And also, Kane said he wants Bayern as well.
And to be honest, I'll be happy with that because I don't want to see him in the Prem going to somewhere like United. That's just. I could see him going for United for free next season, and I'd rather that not happen. I'd rather that happen. So, him going over to Germany playing the Bundesliga, I'm fine with that. And I know Specs will be happy knowing that he'll be getting out to Bundesliga. He don't even break his record. You know what I mean? So, Specs, trust me, Specs he's hoping that he gets sold, bro.
I'm telling you. But yeah, I want to quickly get onto this other thing now. He's talking about the biggest transfer flops in Premier League history. The biggest flops. So there's a list here. I'll just read out the list of the 8 players. We've got Paul Pogba, Juventus to Man United, Lukaku, Inter to Chelsea, Harry Maguire, Leicester to Man U, Fernando Torres, Liverpool to Chelsea, Pepe, Lille to Arsenal, Angel Di Maria, Madrid to United, Sancho, Dortmund to United, and then Timo Werner, Leipzig to Chelsea. There's a lot of just to Chelsea's there. I'm seeing
Chelsea
to Chelsea.
They've gone by the price though, haven't they? They've gone mainly by
price wise, yeah.
I would have to say and put my hands up and say Andy Carroll has to be there, innit? But if it's 50 million over, then I'd understand why.
Yeah, boy, some serious flops there, boy.
So would you say Lukaku over Pogba or Pogba over Lukaku?
You see, the problem is with these ones, there's a lot of ones that I'm sure we'll all agree where they're not bad players. It's just sometimes you can go to a club and the system or how things are going, they just don't work. Like I rate Pogba. I've always loved Paul Pogba. And when he was at Juventus, you remember he used to have the 2 sitting beside him. He used to have Marchisio Pirlo, France, Matuidi Kante. Man United didn't give him that. Man, I think was it McTominay and Fred. Like it's hard to but it's true though. It's hard. It's true, It's really hard to showcase yourself like that. And I look at him, I see that Timo Werner. I think the problem is with this league is he didn't have that. All right, it was offside a lot of time, but that little off the shoulder run, like a lot of players, like you don't really get that type of room in this league. Bundesliga, they'll go halfway line and you're gone. You go and score a goal. So I kind of get all them ones. I think Pepe was a flop though. I feel I do always go back to. I don't know if you Liverpool fans remember that chance he had against Liverpool. I feel like had he have scored that mentally, it would have literally just taken
you mean when
when he ran through on goal?
Fans,
Let's listen to Skants.
Go on.
A big party because he so-called beat Van Dijk, innit? and then the Arsenal hype saying that you had a better front three than ours, innit? Once Pepe came in. Pepe,
Aubameyang,
Lacazette, yeah.
But you know,
what's it called? Probably just kept on dunking on you boys, isn't it?
Skants loves it, but I do feel like like little moments like that change someone's career, and I feel like the way you went through, you thought if you went through and scored that goal, and I think that was his first or second game. It's like he would have gone on, but I feel like then it was like, missed a couple of he always got his.
I think that was his first start for you.
Was it first start? Was it first start?
It was his first start.
Yeah, so I think he was a bit of a flop. But some of them other names on the list, it's just systems really for me, systems and teams, and sometimes the manager like Sancho hasn't really had consistency. My whole chopping and changing manager, so they had was it Solskjaer, and then they changed after that as well, Ranić. So he hasn't really had that full run like he would have had at Dortmund, where everything was just set right, which gave.
I just think for Sancho, he hasn't got the speed to play on the wings.
I agree.
He hasn't got the speed. Like Liverpool after him, but then when you watch him in the Bundesliga, I'm like, he's not quick enough to play for us, man. I was like, I was glad we didn't get him. I wanted him at first, but then when you watch him, you're like, nah, he ain't quick enough for us, man. He ain't got the speed to be playing like Mane or Salah's position. He ain't quick enough. You get what I mean?
True.
So, like you said, it is down to systems. But I just think, what system can you play with Sancho? Because he can't play on the wings. You know, he was bought to play on the wings at Man United.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Get what I mean? And I get what you're saying about Pogba, but you come in as the big man. You've had a big Stormzy party to come in and stuff. I hear what you're saying about not having a midfield, but like, you still got 2 sitters behind you, regardless. You got Fred and McTominay to do your thing. You get what I mean? Regardless if you're saying, right, they're not Pirlo or they're not Kante, blah blah blah, but you still got 2 sitters behind you. It's not like you're playing with only 1 sitter, so you need to be more conservative. You still got the 2 players to back you behind you. So,
and he did have a good season. You know that season, you probably remember as well. What was the season when he started well? I can't remember what one it was where, who was it? They played Leicester at home and he balled out and he scored like a pen. Do you remember that one? I think I thought at that time he would really go on, but I don't know. Like, I think as well, mentally, a lot of these players, like, you know, I've got an injury. Not to say they're not injured, but a lot of time they get an injury. It's like, out for a while. Like, and he's always out now. And I just think sometimes it's here. It's not even about you're fully injured, just mentally, just not in it. You know what I mean? You know, you say to yourself, I'm in a bit of pain. I can't play. You know? And I think that's what's happening. And same goes for Martial. You know, and listen, I don't know, can he be labelled a flop?
Yeah,
I think so.
He was 50-something million.
You see what I'm saying? All of that, and then remember like again with the Pepe thing, like you said, that goal against Liverpool, they gassed it out like it was the bit.
Exactly. They thought they were labeling him the new Thierry Henry after that goal. You know,
that's the only highlight I saw of the guy. You know, I haven't seen anything since.
It's so true.
But Man United got a lot. Look at Anthony. Anthony last season, 90 million.
Yeah, definitely.
I know it's only 1 season, man, but come on, man, 90 million.
It's true.
But then again, if you're going to put Lukaku in that, and he only had 1 year at Chelsea, that the year that they're labeling him a flop, then you got to put Anthony in there as well.
Yeah, true.
You know
so who are you saying then, Kev?
It's tough for me. Do you know what? I necessarily wouldn't really say Pepe, because that year that we won that Arteta came in, he had a fairly decent second half of the season, especially like winning the FA Cup. He assisted in the semi-finals and the finals for Aubameyang, and I thought he had a decent final as well. In games that mattered.
Do you know what, to be honest, let me interject on that. When you compare Pepe with the likes of Sancho and Anthony in their first season, to me, Pepe had a better season.
Yeah, he did. You
know, of course, there was a lot of hype around Pepe because he was supposed to really come in and form a good partnership, front three, with the likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang at that time. Yeah. But I feel that there was a lot going on in your club, a lot of transition. What's his name was supposed to be the manager, and then you lot let him go not long after, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And I think Ljungberg come in it briefly for a bit.
So you got to understand. There was a lot going on. The plan was really supposed to kind of gel all three, and it didn't work. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think Arteta really gave him enough time to blend in. And Saka was coming through. When you see a young kid like that with massive amounts of potential, more likely he saw that he wasn't to go with him rather than trying to help Pepe out. Do you know what I mean? So I feel it was quite difficult for someone like him. That's why I feel that I think Pepe, figures wise, has done better than Sancho and Anthony. Way better figures than them. So would you say that? I wouldn't say that he's a flop more than Sancho and Anthony.
And Anthony, no way.
That's why I would say, for me, really personally, it would be Pogba. But if you're looking at attackers wise, Sancho has been more of a flop. He's had 2 seasons there now. He's had 2 seasons. What's he really shown to you?
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. It's true.
I haven't seen anything that can say, you know what, this kid's got something. I just feel that maybe he went to the wrong club. I'll be honest with you.
Skants said something. Sorry, Skants said something that made sense though, about the whole to play on the wing. We see it we've all got wingers that are fast. You've got to be quick. We saw it at Dortmund. I don't know whether it's the defenders in this league are quicker, so he's kind of getting found out there, or he's lost a bit of speed. I don't know. But at Dortmund, he seemed to have had a lot more. I don't remember when he played a PSG away and was balling out, and I was like, oh, God, all right. But I don't know. Sometimes it's this league. I think a lot of people come to this league and they're like, wow, the Premier League is like...
Yeah, the defenders are quicker, though, in the Premier League, bro. Like, I'm seeing people like, you know, Konsa, them guys blitzing past guys. So I mean, you think to yourself, like, what the hell's going on here? These guys out sprinting tons of attackers. Do you know what I mean? I just think with Sancho, I think his confidence has just been taking a massive shot. You know, he wanted to get the number 7. He couldn't get his number 7. He wasn't playing on the left side. He was playing on the right side, even though for Dortmund, he could do both, but he really wanted to be on the left. So when you're not even getting your shirt number, you're not playing on the left where you want to be naturally. Nothing was really going right for him. So
and obviously he had the mental health issues as well.
I
think apparently his like an aunt or something passed away.
Yeah, something like someone close
to him. Yeah.
So it's a lot that's been going on in his life. Do you know what I mean? From the changes, but I don't think he's that slow. I honestly don't think he's that slow compared to other wingers that I've seen. I mean, gosh, we got Elliot. Do you know what I mean? So if we can use him on the right and he can actually do something, then there's not really much of an excuse for Sancho, to be honest with you.
Sancho.
But even with that, he's not really even taken on players. That's another thing. You know, it's like you remember Theo Walcott was the work. I still watch you be like, you have all this pace and all you're trying to do is a 1-2 and run. Take someone on. You know what I mean? And I feel like he's not utilizing his full allocation and skills. Really isn't. And we all like him. And that's another. It's annoying to see it. I know he's a Man United, but I like Sancho genuinely.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see him do better. But yeah, I think for him this is massive this season. And none of this 5 goals, couple assists. He needs a big season. Otherwise, they'll get rid of him. He's gone.
Yeah, I just think hopefully this year. I mean, again. In pre-season, he hasn't looked too bad. And against us, obviously it is pre-season, but against us, he looks refreshed. Even his goal.
He had a turning pace in that game, I tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
he had a turning pace in that game.
He does look a bit more refreshed. But I wanted to ask you guys, and I think I was watching your video, Matt, as well, your goalkeeper, and I know you're talking about Anana. Me personally, I don't really rate him like that. I know you do, but for the Liverpool boys, Anana, how do you feel about Anana? Have you seen much of him in the last couple games?
I think he's a decent keeper. He's got decent goalkeeping skills, but he's a goalkeeper who thinks he's a centre midfielder. That's the way I see him. Like,
and in this league, it's not going to work.
That's what I mean. It's like he's used to, like, no disrespect, he plays in the Italian league where it's a slower pace. He's not going to get closed down as quick as he does over here. He's going to get found. He's going to get found out of here quick, real quick, because the teams will close you down over here. They ain't going to have much time on the ball. Yes, his ball skills are really good, but he's not going to have as much time. And like I said, I know if I'm playing and I see you off your line, I'm going to shoot. I know one of them is going to go in. And that, when we were watching the Arsenal game last week, what did I say? When Ramsdale was up, look how far out he was, and he nearly got lobbed as well. He nearly got lobbed on Sunday. You get what I mean? Like, there's no need to be up that far. If I'm playing centre back or centre midfield, and I see my keeper out that far, I'm roasting him, man. I'm like, what are you doing? No, seriously, what need is there's sweeper keepers, and then there's taking the piss. And how far him and Fingarani are just too far. I'm sorry, man. You're too far out, man.
I think with Anana, that as much as I think for him it's become a gas thing now. Like, you know, where you got that rep now. So there's sometimes he comes out far, and I think, You don't have to come out that far. Like,
Exactly.
I get you come out, but now imagine trying to be in the center circle.
Yeah.
You're taking the piss now. And I hope it keeps happening to him in this league.
Yeah.
Like, I like him, as I said, I think he's a good keeper, but just to kind of say, like, right, I can't do like I do in
Can't do that.
the Dutch
Yeah,
league or
exactly.
Serie A. You know what I mean? Like these listen, technical players in this league, bro, they'll ping over you from mad distances.
And that's why he got he's left retired from international football, isn't it?
Oh,
His manager said, "No, stop that. Like, get back in the goal." And he didn't like that, so he retired. Remember, he left. Was it the African Cup of Nations he left?
AFCON, yeah, I think.
He left halfway through because of that.
I think was it Rigobert Song was manager or something?
Yeah,
like,
he said to him, "Look, stop doing that, man. Get in your goal." And he didn't like it, so he retired from international football because of it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Just quickly, I just want to get onto. I know you lot saw the Jamie Carragher tweet earlier about Liverpool. Just for anyone watching, I'm just going to read it out. Obviously, Liverpool bidded. Apparently, they're saying 46 mil. It was for Lavia, which was again rejected. Jamie Carragher had this to say. He said, "This is embarrassing. Liverpool for years now have got deals done quickly with no fuss. If you don't think he's worth 50 mil, move on. If you really want him, pay it. Also, not sure why LFC aren't in for Caicedo. Yes, it's a lot of money, but Liverpool, they got big money for it. In terms of, actually, I want to go to the Caicedo because I want to hear what you guys are saying, because I know we were talking about Caicedo briefly in the group. Dubbz, you were saying you think, why didn't it? You feel that you was maybe interested in Caicedo, was it? Or am I getting?
Yeah, I mean, last summer, I remember we were heavily linked to him because, when the injury happened to Henderson, we were really looking for midfielders, and there was a lot of talk saying Caicedo, and everyone was kind of skeptical saying Caicedo, and then, the amount was then, released saying that Brighton would only sell him for 50 mil. Everyone was thinking, that's crazy. The kid's only had like 8 or 9 games. How are you trying to ask for 50 million for a kid who's barely played anything or showed that much in the Premiership? Yeah, lo and behold, man, hindsight, man, I wish we did have a gift of hindsight and know the kid was going to be amazing that season. But, I still don't understand why we've not gone for him. Regardless of the amount being astronomical, which is 100 mil, but I understand Chelsea. It seems like they've really done a lot of work because Arsenal were very interested in Caicedo in January. So to know that you eventually didn't even go back for him in the summer, which is quite surprising, to be honest, because I thought you were going to go for Caicedo and Rice. Turns out no. But there's just never been any talk about us being linked to Caicedo since last summer. There's been nothing, no word, no discussion to think, is he interested or whatever. There's been nothing. And I'm baffled by it. And I agree with everything that Carragher said. We should be in that discussion with him. Why should we allow Chelsea to literally just go in and say, all right, cool, we're just going to make an offer every now and again and see if, Brighton are going to accept it. Like, we should have just been, bam, inquire, make an offer. We've got space right there for him to come and play. There's no excuse. We've cut massively on the wage bill. Do you think they would do a deal though for Caicedo? Could you see that happening at Liverpool? No, we're just being tight right now. We can't even make 50 mil for Lavia, bro.
I thought that one's a bit. You're only like 4 mil off.
Brother, we've been making offers for weeks now, bro. We've been going up 3 million every week.
Some of us would call that lowballing.
Skants, you want to say something, bro?
Skants is clicking his neck. He's like, I'm ready.
So with the Caicedo one, we're never going to go in for him because he's 100 million, and we weren't going to pay 100 million for Bellingham. So I don't know why fans think we'd go in for Caicedo if we didn't go in for Bellingham. We ran out of the Bellingham deal because it's 100 million plus his wages worked out to be 250 million. Caicedo's price is going to be 100 million, and Chelsea are going to probably pay him 250 in wages. There's no way Liverpool are going to pay a guy who's 21 years old to come in the same amount as Van Dijk. Liverpool always implement their wage structure. So if you come in, you have 2 good seasons. The third season, they'll offer you a new contract. So Kerry Sellers never going to happen. The Lavia deal, Southampton are trying to be smart because of Man City having that 40 million buyback clause. They're trying to say we want 50 million for him. But if you look through the years, when has Man City come back for a player they've sold, a young player they come and sold? Never.
True.
So they shouldn't just, why are they using that as a stick, a yardstick to say, right, we want 50 million for Lavia because Man City can bid for him 40 million next year. There's nothing that says that Man City want the guy back next year.
True.
I want to touch on 2 of those points you've made though. Yeah. The Caicedo situation is this: he extended his contract and he's only on 30 bags a week, bro.
Yeah, but it's Chelsea.
I hear you on that. But
it's Chelsea.
You still got to understand. Even if yes, Chelsea made the offer for 250, I feel that Brighton don't like how Chelsea have done business over the past year or so, and I think that's why Brighton are being very difficult with Chelsea.
I hear that, but the thing is, think about it, his agents probably already spoke to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So the money side of that is already done and dusted. He's expecting 2 to 250 from Chelsea. That's what he's going to get.
But then
Liverpool are not going to pay that amount, regardless if Brighton don't like dealing with Chelsea. Once that £100 million hits, they're gonna sell it to him. We're not going to pay 100 million for him. Simple as that.
I hear you on that. But what I'm trying to say is the reason why I can say not every player takes the money, right? Not every player does, right? But say for instance, when we went for Luis Diaz, Spurs offered more money than what we did.
Yeah, but he came for Klopp. Right. So sorry, I'll give you another example. Mason Mount, Klopp wanted him. Yeah, where did he go?
No, but he's definitely for the peas, bro.
My
My man strictly was saying at Chelsea.
But
Chelsea, I'm only staying if you're going to pay me more money than most
players.
players.
The same with Caicedo. He's going for the money. He's going to go for the money. He's not going. Think about it. He's not going to Liverpool. Regardless who went in for him.
Bro, the thing is, we can't say it because we've not spoken to him.
Yeah, but you don't know that. You don't know that. You can't say we haven't spoken to him. None of us know if you've done that.
Bro, word would have gotten out.
Brighton could have said to us, right, you've taken the piss and got McAllister 35. Like, remember with Barcelona, what they did with Coutinho, saying that you can't come in, you buy him for this price, you can't come in for a Liverpool player for however long. How do you know? That's what I mean. So how do you know that Brighton ain't done the same thing with Caicedo? For all we know, I'm not saying it's done.
I hear what you're saying on that, but the thing is, Liverpool didn't deal with Brighton disrespectfully. We've done it in the correct manner. Chelsea,
it doesn't matter though, man.
They're just taking everyone off them. They've taken their recruitment staff, their former manager. They're taking left back, bro. They're just taking their whole entire
finishing them.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean.
The difference is, but they've got money for them though. Who's paying 60 million for Cucurella or his name?
True.
Remember Man City went for him. How much did Man City offer? 40 million.
40 something.
Chelsea coming with 60 million. They get, regardless of taking the piss out of them, they're getting money. They just got Sanchez for 20 million plus 5 million add-ons. He's not a 20 million pound keeper. So regardless if they don't like him or not, they're getting money off him. They set a price of 100 million. Liverpool not going to pay 100 million. We didn't do it for Bellingham. We're not going to do it for Caicedo.
I just wanted to interject.
What was the other point as well? What was the other point you said before as well?
But I just want to say about the Lavia thing. Yeah, City have a 20% sell-on clause. So once Lavia is sold, City get 20% off that.
And that's one thing I wanted to say as well on the Lavia. Yeah, City haven't gone back for another player, but you've got to understand they've got Rodri and they've got Phillips. They're not going to make an offer for the kid yet.
Exactly. I think my point.
But I see it this. I think City would have gone for Lavia next summer once they move on Phillips, because Lavia becomes homegrown. The next year, the year after.
Next summer.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the
I don't
perfect
think.
time to
But
move on. Phillips.
but what I'm saying is they haven't gone back for anyone.
Yeah, but I'm
They
just saying they don't need to do it now. But
but they don't do it. But in general, if you look at all the players they've sold down the years, what player has come back to City?
they
what
were
young
interested
player?
in Sancho, but Sancho said he didn't want to go back to City.
Yeah, but apart from Sancho, what I'm saying is Sancho went out and done amazing things at Dortmund. You get what I mean? So I can see why he went back for it. And he went before. Didn't he leave just before Pep got there? Because Pep wanted him.
Yeah,
and he left that summer as Pep got there.
Yeah.
So I can understand when he gone back there. But look at all the players that they've sold. They sold Southampton 3 players last summer. There's no talk of any of them going back. So there's some of the keeper, Lavia, and I think there's a striker, French striker. You don't hear anybody going in for them. You don't hear of City saying they want him back. They're just using that as a yardstick, and there's no evidence to say they'll go back for him.
Yeah,
that's the problem I've got. And they're not even going to get that much money because they want 50 million, but it's going to be 20% of 36 million because they paid 40 million for it.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
So
yeah, because the 20% that City would have got, Southampton are not even getting close to 50 mil at all. So yeah, no, I fully understand.
So you lot, well, do you think the Lavia's deal's gonna get done, or do you think you should walk away?
I think it gets done. I think it's gone too far now, man. They've put in too much work. Just give them the 50 million.
Just give them the 50, man.
It's just trying to get it, like, to save it. Give them the 50 million, but structure it in a way where it feels like you're not giving them 50 million. You get what I mean? To make yourself feel better at this point, man.
Surely you guys have got a list of number 6s, and surely there's someone.
No, there's none though. If you look at the market for 6s, what 6s are out there? Like we watched him
the other day in the Emirates.
No, but he's not a 6. He's not a 6.
He can play there though.
He can
what
play
about Paulinho?
He's not a 6.
I
think that's going to happen until his injury.
Personally, I think there are 6s. Personally, I think there are 6s, but the ones that we need specifically for our club, there's not many of a good standard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The one I really wanted at first was Florentino Lewis at Benfica. Like, I think he'd be perfect. I think he's literally an heir to Fabinho, bro. Like, I think, and he's got a bit more pace to him than
I think he's a bit too small. That's the problem. He's only 5. Was he 5'9"?
I think 5'9" or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you want a unit. Like for me, a 6 is a unit, man. You've got to be at least 6 foot. You get what I mean?
True.
Like, I know this. I'm not being heightist or anything before people come in the street and say heightist. But you look at all the top DMs, they always got a size to them. I'm not saying they've got to be 6'4", 6 foot thing, but they've got to be at least 6 foot thing. And 2, in this modern age, we need a mobile 6 as well. I don't want a 6 what's good on the ball and stuff. You need a physical mobile mid who can get up and down and cover the ground. And that's where Fabinho fell short. Like he just didn't have the legs anymore.
But then again, Caicedo's like 5'9", 5'10". He's not the biggest.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not.
Lavia's 5'10" as well.
Yeah, but they're few and far between to get a mobile 6. Like they're either going to be a ball playing 6, or they haven't got the ball skills to be like what we need. So it's very hard to find a certain 6.
Okay. We'll see. Well, we've got about 3 weeks left of the window. So let's see if that happens. Can you not see any outgoings? Any more outgoings from your club?
I'll say Phillips. So I heard he's linked to Leeds.
Phillips. Yeah.
I don't see Kelleher going anymore. I think he's going to be kept.
No.
Maybe there might be a couple more loans with some of our younger players, but other than that, I don't really see anyone else leaving the club. You know.
Okay. Oh, Matt, I was going to ask you. Would you take Marcus Edwards?
Nah.
He's a good player, you know.
Nah, do you know what it is? It's just, how old is it? Because I kind of look at our academy, and you know what? I like the whole thing of sometimes just bringing a player up. Like, I look at, we've got like a Charlie Patino, and you know, Koiser Dewberry and Skelly, all these type of players. I like to see kind of like young players come through our team. I don't, especially like the young ones, I don't like going out and buying like a player for like 30 mil who's a young one, but they could be good when we've got players in the club. Like Emil Smith, I'm still waiting to see what he's going to do. You know what I mean?
He can play on the wings. He's mainly attacking midfielder. He plays on the wings. He could be. We were looking at, say, someone like Kudos to play on the wings, perhaps, and maybe a false nine. Edwards has been playing that for Sporting, and he looks good.
Do you know what I think as well? You know, when you're fixated on a player and then suddenly you go for another one, it's like, it's not the same. It's like when you want food, when you're hungry and the shop's closed, and you're them guys somewhere else, you're trying to act like you're enjoying it. Like,
but isn't he too much like Jesus though?
Edwards?
Yeah.
Nah, I
think
he's
not as in like, what I'm saying is like a mobile false nine you can get about play from either side. Like, you need variety, innit? You've got no variety, if you get what I mean. You don't want someone to slot in and do the same thing. You want like a plan B in it if it's not going well. And I was going to ask the two of you, like, do you think now you should forget Raya and put that money towards a striker?
Too late now. Turner's gone, bro. But I would have done it in the first place. I get, as I said, I get what they're trying to do with the whole competition thing. But yeah, for that money, I kind of think you could have gone and got a striker. Or if you want to, and I keep saying Ivan Toney, perfect striker. You could have said, you know what, cool, maybe get a cheaper goalkeeper. Like, you know, you can find them little 5 to 10 million ones who you just pray Ramsdale don't get injured for a long period of time and you just play. Because it's rare nowadays, as I said, you get two top of the range goalkeepers. Like, I think PSG were the last ones that did it, Donnarumma and Navas, and that didn't work out too well because Navas then said, I don't want to be here, I'm not really playing or whatever.
Barca as well. Barca had that as well, innit? When they had just Stegen and who's the Dutch guy? The Dutch number one at the time.
Oh, Cillison, Jasper Cillison.
That's the one.
Yeah, exactly. Same there. So I don't think it really works. But yeah, I would have just said, you know what, forget that. And then honestly, because if Arsenal get a striker, even you guys, Liverpool fans, you suddenly look at Arsenal and you go, oh, okay. Like, you add someone like a Tony where guaranteed goals. It's not Jesus, oh, will he get 15? Tony guarantees you minimum 15. You know what I mean? And he brings that kind of like arrogance. Like, and I think that's what we really miss with Arsenal. We miss a player that's like, come, let's go, like barging man, and that's
you need a presence up top of the field, most definitely.
I'm saying. Yeah. So,
I would have personally spent that Havertz money and try and get a striker in. If I knew we weren't going to get a striker, that Havertz money I would have put that 65.
You know what? Maybe you were probably going to go for Tony if it weren't for the betting situation.
But I think this one you kind of got an advantage though. If you didn't go for Ray, you could say he hasn't played for so long. We're going to bid this much, and they might go. You know what I mean? They might bid. They might go. Do you know what? Are we going to get this money again?
And not just that. I think he's going to come back banging in January because it's before the Euros, isn't it? And Gareth Southgate's sort of in his corner as well. Yeah. Southgate's in his corner, so. To me, I don't. Like I said before, I don't think you should bother getting Ray because him and Ramsdale too similar to me. Like I was saying to Cav earlier, like you look at that stat thing what came out about goalkeepers in the league. So like Ray is ahead of Ramsdale and like certain metrics. But what I was saying to Cav is basically that realistically he should be ahead of Ramsdale because Brentford's defense is not as strong as Arsenal's, so he's not going to face as many shots. The same with, like, you look at Nick Pope. Nick Pope's a great goalkeeper. He's probably not a modern day goalkeeper because he's not that good with his feet, but he was low down in the stats because look at their defense; they're the best defense in the league.
Really,
you get what I mean? So you look at the top keepers, like obviously Alisson's up there, but he was our best player. He was saving our ass every week. You get what I mean? But then, like, what was it? Second was Martinez, and third was Leno. But if you look at them defensively, you can see why their stats are so high. So that's what I'm saying. Like Raya and Ramsdale, to me, are similar keepers, like level wise. There's no one outshines anyone in anything. So to me, it's a waste of money. It's not really. Is he really going to push Ramsdale when you're a similar level goalkeeper? You get what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing. I kind of feel like, same thing, the same level. And I feel if you're gonna get a goalkeeper, you go and get like a game changer.
Goalkeeper,
Like, go get like a Mannion, someone like a Mannion, or someone where you go from Ramsdale's here middle-ish to bang. Like Ramsdale and Raya are like this. So for me, I'll save that money. And listen, I think obviously the Raya thing's going to happen. If Arsenal have extra money and will use that for a striker, then cool, whatever.
Fair enough,
But if it's to the neglect of getting a striker, it doesn't make sense for me, man. Like, and as Skants said, Euros are coming. Honestly, Tony's probably banging Jim now. Like, I'm telling you, like, he's going to come back in Jan because he's already been talking about England, going how the media are against him, whatever. And then I think he was asked in Formula One, like, you know, and he was like, I'll be fine. That tells you he's going to come back on flames. And I feel like Arsenal will be silly not to bid for him. And I think that a deal of like 40 mil, I think that will get him. Genuinely do.
I think someone in the top 6 will bid for him in January. I reckon.
Yeah.
Spurs maybe.
Yeah, if Kane goes. Yeah, someone's definitely in the bid for him. Another thing I'm going to say, like, I know you lot got Rice and stuff. Do you think the money you spent on Rice would have gone better on like a game-changing midfielder?
I let Kev go.
Who though? When you think about it,
when I say, I know. Look, but what I'm saying is like, you see, like, I don't know, like, say Kevin De Bruyne for instance, he's a game changer, isn't it? He can change, he can do something in a minute, just like that. I know Odegaard's like, he was brilliant last season and thing, but he drifts in and out. Like the big games, he sort of goes quiet sometimes in those big games. You didn't really see him as much in the big games, like the top 6 sides. So would the money been better spent on a game-changing midfielder? Because obviously Arteta's got this thing where he's paid him in the 8, but no one's ever seen Rice in the 8. You get what I mean? Like, and then like you're going for the league this season, and is he the player to bring you up that level to beat City?
Do you know what, right? With this Rice thing, I think Rice offers better protection, and that's what we kind of missed last season. We missed that protection. Like if you look at yesterday in the game, the way he recovered when Kovacic was bursting forward, and the way he got back to get the ball off him, it's just little plays like that. If that was last season, the opposition's gone and they've scored. Do you know what I mean? I think with someone like Rice, like I said, he offers that protection. And him and Partey yesterday, I think once him and Partey, you know, start working, once as the games go on, I think we're going to see the best of Rice, man. I think he can handle that 8 position. A lot of people,
I hear that, but I just think like I just don't see it taking you up a level from last year. If you get what I mean, like it's a lot of change, isn't it? It's not like you're tweaking. It's not like you're bringing in someone as an 8 who's played as an 8. If you get what I mean, you're bringing in someone who's predominantly the whole career started at centre back, and the whole Premiership years he's played as a DM, and now you're expecting him to come into your team, basically fire straight away and play as an 8, and him to catch. You see what I mean? I just don't think it's not the right player to come in and boost you again. If you get what I mean.
I hear you. I think he can adjust to it. I mean, I'm going to give, like we said, give him till Christmas to see what happens. You know, he believes in his ability, and just hearing him talk, you know, he feels that coming to Arsenal, he felt that he was at his level, but now he feels he's got a lot to improve on, a lot to work on, and I think he's going to be pushed even more. I think, we'll give him a few months just to see how it goes. Like you said, like you alluded to before, maybe certain games we could switch Partey and Rice, put Partey more in the 8. But I think we just, with that one, we just got to give him time, man, because we don't know. I could say that now, and then he could just go on a mad run and just boss.
I'm just going to say, as a Liverpool fan who's chased City, you cannot afford to give someone time.
That's true. What I will say though, I feel like I think he will be a game changer, but not in the way of De Bruyne. I feel like if we've watched Arsenal over the years in certain big games, having Xhaka, obviously you proved last season, we saw it, but there's been games where it's like a liability. It's kind of like you lose your man. Like we've seen Rice in the DM position play well. Euros for England, for West Ham, great performances. I feel like what he adds to our midfield, and if Thomas Partey is at the top of his game as well, I think suddenly you can go into games against the City, against the you guys, Liverpool, when you've got like your main free midfield, we can suddenly go, do you know what? Let's go. Like, because before, do you know, remember what it was like? It was like we had Partey, but if we went past Partey, it's just Xhaka. You know what I mean? And we saw him cost us a couple of games. But I think suddenly you look at it, it's like you go Rice, Partey, and Odegaard in front in certain games. You think, oh, that little trio is quite decent now. So I think it's game changing in a different way in certain games where we might have let in like the counter attacks. We got sucker punched quite a few times last season, but suddenly he stops that. We saw in the Community Shield, he did it a few times. You know, the little. So it's it's a tough one. But I get what you're saying. For 105 in your head, you think I want more than that. Even I saw the Community Shield performance and I went, well, at least try and get a goal or something. But it's
But to be fair, like I said to Cav, like you can only say basically there was only 4 players who played well for Arsenal. And there's only 4 players who played well for City. So Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Partey. And on City side, it was Stones, Akanji, Diaz, and Rodri. Apart from that, the rest of the team didn't play well for either team. Those are only the 4 players who really stood out on both teams. So,
and I also think though as well. I think the way Timber moves into midfield, like to kind of support, I think that will give Rice a bit more. Obviously, we know Rice isn't really. He's been, he's more advanced now, but I think with that, like I said, Timber inverting. Zinchenko inverting whoever's playing, I think that will give him more. Just give him more license, and he'll find those pockets. And I think he'll get used to it quicker than we think, man. He's just settling in. He hasn't even played a full game yet. He's played halves here and there, and
I just don't think he'll settle in quick. To me, just because of where he's played his whole career, I just don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be at least. Maybe, like I said, maybe till Christmas before you see the best of him. But I just don't think he's gonna be like the big games. The big games it'll work, innit? Because obviously he can sit more. He's playing City, Liverpool, those big games he can sit more. But when the game's like when you play the bottom 10 sides, when you expect him to drive with the ball and stuff like that, he's not used to that. He's used to going picking up the ball and giving a safe pass, innit? Where he's not going to play like an expansive ball into into Saka's path. You get what I mean? He's not going to hit them one of them raking balls. He's not used to that. He's used to getting the ball and dropping it short to someone, a good 5-10 yard pass. So that's what I mean. Like the big games, you can see him really playing well for it. But the bottom side 10 sides, I think he'll struggle in them games.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think he's. I've never really seen him with that pass, that De Bruyne through ball thing, ever. But he'll give you the safe pass. But I feel, as you said, I think after Christmas we'll start to see a random ping, and you're like, whoa, where's that come from? But it will come. Yeah.
But by then it could be too late.
This is true. But do you know what? I don't know. Not just because I'm outside. I just genuinely feel we'll have a good season. I just think.
No, I think you'll have a good season, but it's just the fact, like I said, me and Dubbz know you can't start slow against City.
Of course.
Like, you can't, man. It's like.
Who knows? You have to win. They could have their slow start.
No, but that's the thing.
They start slow.
They always do.
But that's where you've got to gain your points.
Exactly. Because think about it. The season we won it, we were like, was it played 15, won 14, drawn 1. That just blew them out of the water because they started so slow they couldn't catch us.
We thought that, then the World Cup came. That changed.
And I think with us this season as well.
We won it by January though. We want it by January.
True,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't start slow again. City starts slow.
True.
You can't afford to start slow this season.
Yeah,
You have to be up there straight away.
Yeah.
I think obviously with African nations as well, I think that you might see Rice moving to the 6 in January.
Yeah.
With that as well, that's another thing. Because City, what African players do City have?
None now.
As well.
Mahrez is gone, isn't it?
Yeah. So for everyone else, you're losing Salah from you guys.
Yeah, that's it.
We're losing Partey. Everyone's going to be losing some. So it's going to be tough. But
Newcastle ain't losing no one, are they?
No,
I don't think they got any.
I think so. Tottenham lose Basuma if they qualify.
They lose Sa.
Yeah. So
Chelsea lose.
Who's Chelsea?
Chelsea lose.
Don't know.
They
got rid of most of them, innit?
Yeah, I don't think they.
Maybe that's why Pep. That's why Pep does it.
Man United ain't losing anyone either, are they?
Yeah, no, they're not either. No.
What's his name? Didn't Wan-Bissaka, didn't he change nationality?
Oh yes, Congo, but I didn't.
Congo, innit?
Yeah, I think they're in as well. Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, see, it's gonna be tough. But before we go, last thing, Dubbz, I'll start with you. Your top, I won't say top 4. Let's say top 5. Top 5. What's your top 5?
So I'm going City to win it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Arsenal will be there.
Second?
I'm not sure yet. I have to see how you lot. I have to see how you lot do with the Champions League. I think it's because now you're gonna have to play in your players week in, week out, not resting. Yeah. I want to see how it really takes a toll on your team. But you'll definitely make it top 4. You'll definitely make it top 4. I don't know about United. They've looked a bit shaky in the preseason. I don't think they've looked right at all. They look very, very suspect.
I'm interested to see how Højlund comes in when he comes back from injury.
We'll have to see how it copes, man. But I don't know. United they don't look right. They don't look right in preseason at all. But City, Arsenal, Liverpool will be top 5. Newcastle will be there. So that's what, 4. The
Chelsea
5th one. Can Chelsea do?
Villa's been looking they're very good. I don't know if they can maintain it.
You need to speak on Villa, man, before my brother cusses me, man. You just speak a little bit on Villa.
But then also you can say Brighton might be up there too.
Yes.
I think Villa going to be a dark horse, this season.
I think Diaby is a big signing for him.
It's not even that. They got
the manager, man.
Yeah, and they got 4 solid centre backs now as well.
Yeah. If you watch Emery, every club Emery's at, it's not about flashy centre backs. He just wants them do the job. Like when I saw Pau Torres, I was like, that is an Emery centre back, and he's gonna have
the other guy who was injured last season,
Diego Carlos.
Achilles. He's his typical Emery.
I forgot he's coming back. Yeah, I forgot he's coming back.
They got 4. They got 4 quality centre backs.
But they can change to a 3.
Yeah.
They can change to a 3. They can go Carlos, Pau Torres, and do Konza if they want. Because I'm not gonna. I don't know about you, but Mings, for me.
Yeah, Mings is gone. He's gone full spot, bro.
How we keep getting him for England?
No, he's done. You know what? Towards the last 10-15 games, like basically under Emery, man, he's changed. Like he's been solid, man. He's cut out the mistakes. He's been solid, man. I've got to give him his dues, man. They got a good team, man. Remember they signed what's his name as well on a free.
Tielemans. They
signed Tielemans. So you got Tielemans and what's it called? That young French DM. He's got another year under his belt.
Kamara.
They've got what's it called? They've still got
when Diaz looked good in preseason as well.
Exactly.
Really
Diaz, Ollie Watkins is hot, and that young kid as well who's been playing the preseason for him. My brother's been telling me about him, man. He's been good as well, man. I watched a couple of their games, man. They're decent. McGinn's a solid player as well. I think Villa going to be a dark. I'm glad we got like third or fourth game of the season. I think it's fourth.
I was
I'm
going to
glad
say,
we got them early, man.
You don't want them Christmas time and you don't want them crunch time. That April, but whenever Arsenal got them, by the way, please. No. I don't want none of them ones where it's like Arsenal, where we got them. Oh, you know, December, 9th of December. See? You know those cold. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cold, dark.
But well, from what I'm hearing, we're gonna have a quite warm November and December. It's gonna be an abnormal winter. So
I believe it when I see it, man.
Yeah,
global warming messing up, man. But,
Now my top 5 is gonna be Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, and I think Chelsea might get in there. I think this one game a week is going to help Poch.
Yeah,
he's basically got one game a week just to plan Chelsea, for the next game. I think he's going to do, and I think Tottenham would do decent as well, man. I think their manager's good, man. I think Tottenham do decent as well, man.
Depending on if Kane stays or not.
Even if he goes, I think they're going to do all right, you know, because you look at it, like the times when he got injured, Spurs played better because they weren't looking for him. Remember, he kept on getting them these seasonal ankle injuries.
Yeah.
And they went in their runs. Look at the Champions League run. And I believe if he didn't declare himself fit for that final, I reckon Tottenham probably might have beaten us that day.
I think so as well, because don't forget, Mora was hot after that semi-final, yeah? And if you remember, do you remember Van Dijk said, they said kind of, not in a way, but they kind of said, when they saw the lineup, was that,
they were glad,
not bad. Because I think he's easier to mark. I know it sounds mad because he scores
but he didn't. No, remember that he was out for 4 months. He declared himself fit for that game. He didn't play no game until that final. So I was glad, man.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. We were all glad. Don't worry, Skants. Us Arsenal fans were behind you, mate. Because every day for a couple of months, it was hard for me. And imagine I watched that on my birthday, and I literally sat there thinking, "Please don't do this on my day." Would have been the worst day ever.
You never had the end of it, man. What's your top 5 in, man?
I'll say, it's annoying because I've got this trophy here. Let me just show it again for the people that don't know.
With the red ribbons as well.
Listen, speaking into existence, man. Do you know what? City haven't really bought more yet. And it all depends what goes on with Walker and that. So that's not confirmed yet. But if they do what they're supposed to do, I think they will win. I don't want to say I think they'll win. I think I honestly think we can get second. I think Liverpool third. Third. I think, like Dubbz was saying, United, they're so hard. You know, with United, because they get so jammy as well, you think, can they do it? Can they get top 4? But I think maybe then 4th, 5th. I think Chelsea could be up there. And you know, like that Newcastle, and this ain't a dig at my friend who's at Newcastle. But honestly, I think that will be top 5. I think Newcastle will have a tough season, man. I think Champions League, they're top 4. Can we just confirm that?
Group of death.
Yeah, tough season for them. But yeah, I think that would be the top 5, definitely for me.
Okay, with me, do you know what? I know it sounds mad, but I think Arsenal are going to win it this year. I'm telling you, I don't know how. I know it's got shaky head. I don't know how, but I've just got a weird feeling that we're just going to win it this season. I think that there's going to be a period where we go on a good run and we win and we win and we win, and we're not going to make the same mistake as last season. And I just think we're just going to push through, and we might win it by like about 2-3 points. That's my personal opinion. Second, and that's what I'm saying. And second, you know what's weird? I don't even think City will finish second.
Oh.
Do you know why? I just think that now, I think everyone, the whole of the league, are just sick of seeing City win year after year after year. It's going to become like a Celtic, Bayern Munich. Like a lot of the teams, I think you know, they're gonna come up. They're gonna come hard against us. They're gonna give us more respect, like Skants said. But I just think they're really gonna be going for City this season, like making it really, really tough.
Yeah.
So my second, I think Liverpool are gonna finish second. Personally, I think obviously I know you haven't got a six yet, proper six yet, and you probably maybe need another defender or whatever. But I just think the way you were last season and the way you ended last season, I just think the players are just now tunnel vision. They're going to be more focused than they were last season. They ain't going to make the same mistakes. They're just going to be hungry, and you're going to have players like Nunes who's going to step up this season, I reckon. Gakpo is going to step up again. Diaz, back from injury, looking good. And the guys you brought in, the Soboslai, he's looked excellent. Watching him. The defenders, we know the defenders already, you know, good defense. I can see Liverpool finishing second. I think City finish third. In that final fourth spot, I think it's going to be Chelsea, considering they've got the one game a week now, no Europe. I think Poch is gonna have them playing. And I reckon they'll get in Caicedo as well. I think that will go over the line, which will even push them up even more. Yeah, and fifth, I'm probably gonna go for Villa. I think Villa, Villa or Tottenham, one of them two. Yeah. But that's mine, man. That is
no Man United in your top 5.
Spurs, you know?
Nah, I don't think if Man United get us, like I said, don't know about Højlund. If Man United somehow get Kane out the blue, then yes. But I just don't think what I've seen of Man United. I don't know, man. Rashford has his like 2-month little spell, or whatever. Yeah, but apart from that, Martial, he'll get injured again. I don't really see anything else.
I'm telling you now, Casemiro's going to have an awful season. I can feel it. I think Casemiro, you know, when he was at Real Madrid, I've rated him, but I feel that, United, he's got to do a lot of more work. You can't get what I'm saying. Like, at Madrid, you had if you had Modric and Kroos
and Kroos,
you're doing shielding. You know what I mean? That's your job, and he was fantastic at it. I feel like United, imagine he's got Bruno and Mount next to him now. It's a bit different. I think next season you're going to see him and be like, is this the same guy that I saw last season?
But remember, he started off well, but then come like just after the World Cup, he was tired, man. He was making he was getting his breaks from them red cards, isn't it? He needed a breather, man. He's getting his was it 7 games he missed because of suspension?
He didn't want to come Emirates, man. He didn't want the smoke at Emirates, so he got
get his rest in.
You know what I'm saying? But
I got a quick question as well. Like, what player would you like your team to sign? Apart from what they need, what actual player would you like your club to sign? But for me, I'd like Eze or Elise.
Eze, okay.
One of them two. I'd like one of them two.
Elise, I think Elise end up at City, to be fair. Who would I like my club to sign? Tony, Ollie Watkins, maybe. I love Ollie Watkins. I think in our Arsenal team, I think Ollie Watkins could score a hat full of goals. Tony, obviously. Eze goes without saying, but because we've already really got that position. Elise, like you said, do you know what? There's a lot of players I'd want to sign, man.
For me, Harry Kane. Harry Kane. For one. I know it probably won't happen, but I just think about it and I think the way he scores so many goals, him in that Arsenal 9 with Martinelli and Saka.
Would he suit you lot though?
I think he would. I genuinely think he would, because if you know what is with Arsenal goals as well, it doesn't take our 9 to run in behind defenders, and Kane. That's not Kane's strongest point anyway. Like now with age, you know, we've seen him. He's more kind of, you know, how he does a little drop-in thing now. He'll pass pull away, and I feel like that would suit Arsenal. I think that with him and Odegaard, Saka might. Let me not even dream, man. Let me stop that. Let me calm down.
I don't know, but he hasn't. The thing is, I don't know if he'd fit as in like, you know, like the slide rule pass, like Odegaard plays and stuff. for like Saka. Like he's not.
Yeah.
He ain't got that speed to
But
get
you got to
onto that.
imagine, it'll probably be like Saka bombing in. But you know, Kane's smart. He does that in and out thing where he runs forward and kind of backs out. And I just
definitely.
think that would be fantastic, honestly.
I think the way Odegaard passes as well, Kane wouldn't need to sprint.
Yeah.
It would be it's just so perfect. But Kane would shoot us to the title, 100%.
Yeah.
I think. But
what about you, Dubbz? Who would you like to sign? Apart from obviously the 6 that we need, like what?
I think we're fine in attack. I would like to get Ignacio. I think we definitely need a left centre back. I just feel that I don't know. I don't think Robertson adapted. I don't think he's adapted well to the new formation.
Not at the moment. No, he's not.
He makes too many rash decisions.
Half and half. He's half and half at the moment. He's used to playing full back, and he's a centre back now. So I see.
And he goes to keep making a press, which then leaves us exposed. And he does it too much now. He does it way too much. I think we need an LCB. So Ignacio would be my choice, or Kone. I've always liked Kone. I've always liked him. I think he's someone who's capable of playing as a DM, but also as a 8 as well. He's got the ability. Watching him in the Euros, I think he outshone Thuram, to be honest with you. And I think we need someone that's a bit more aggressive in the midfield. I think he's going to be a late one. What, Kone? Yeah. I would love for it to happen. I just feel that we've got too many soft touches in the midfield, and I think he'll just make it a bit more aggressive if he came to our side.
You don't got good attackers, yeah. If offered the chance, would you take Mbappe on a year loan?
Hell yes. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Now, Skants is thinking though.
I don't know, man.
Brother, I understand. The only thing is, he can come in and just ruin the whole feng shui.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like you want that to ruin your club for a year and put you back.
But I just know that he would literally, for the one season, bro, I know he'd fire us to the title.
I don't know, man. It's like I said, we got too many attackers, man. It's like I don't know, man. I don't know if
you just got Diaz, Salah,
harmony, man.
Diaz, Salah, and Jota starting the game. Then all of a sudden you've got Mbappe just come off the bench just to help score some goals.
You really think Mbappe's going to sit on the bench?
No, but I'm just saying. Exactly. Look at the options, bro. I'm just saying options, bro. I'd take it. I'll take it.
Well, cool, bro.
Would you though? Would you?
Me? Mbappe? 1,000,000%.
Okay.
1,000,000%. Listen, Mbappe is coming straight in. I see there were Arsenal fans watching AFTV. They were saying, if they were saying, would you swap Martinelli for Mbappe? And majority of them were saying no. They'll keep Martinelli and refuse Mbappe. Me, I'm taking Mbappe all day, but well, anyway, we know.
But that's the thing, though, is because he's let himself down with his attitude. That's the only issue. He does come across a bit of a diva.
He just wants to go to Real Madrid for free, man. That's all it is.
Yep.
That's all it boils down to. And now he's training. Was it? What do they call it? The Loft team. The Loft team. Something it's called.
Yeah. Silly boy, but listen, man, we've been doing hour and 20 now. It's time to log off now. And listen, the City boy, few days, maybe Sunday night, we can come back and talk about how the first weekend's gone. It's going to be interesting.
I might be busy. I just need to make sure what happens at 2:30.
It's got to be Monday. Remember, the last game's not till Monday, isn't it?
I think first game's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, who's Friday kickoff?
Burnley, Man City.
Burnley, Man City, yeah.
Can I just say, and it's going to sound mad, can I just say, I will not be surprised if we get a Burnley win.
I won't be surprised.
I can see a draw.
Yeah.
Not a win.
I think a lot of people, I don't want to keep going because I know wrapping up, but I feel like a lot of people are going to think they're getting the Burnley of
Exactly.
Nah, not cool.
I've watched these lot. Yeah, I don't know. Did they
Mhm.
sign Teller because they had him like, oh, is he? I know he might be back at Southampton or they look at Southampton. The football they played,
They look
phenomenal.
good.
Quality, man.
Very
Yeah,
good.
they look good.
I'm waiting for that documentary to come out on Sky, man. I can't wait. I think it comes out on
Yeah,
Thursday,
Yeah,
I think,
true.
or Friday.
yeah,
That documentary about last year, innit? It looks good,
Mhm.
man, from the clips I've
Yeah.
seen. So
Burnley
That
could be
looks
like Burnley could be like the Brighton kind of team.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
Was-
play good football, man. Under
Yeah.
company, man. They play some, and it's weird. They're signing that guy from Sheffield United. I'm thinking, wait a minute, you're going to strengthen Burnley when you've come up as well. That's just a madness. Why would you do that?
Well, they've given up already, man. They're a dead club, Sheffield.
Basically, man.
Yeah, they're gone.
Basically,
Exactly.
Who's the club that's been followed? Well, who's the club that's followed last season? You know, for Prem.
Was it Newcastle?
it was Newcastle.
Okay.
Newcastle,
So who's this season? Does anyone know?
Don't know. I know it's not going to be Liverpool because Klopp told him straight. You bring them in the dressing room, I'm gone. Klopp told him straight.
I'm out. He don't want his secrets.
Out.
And look, sorry, one more thing because you said about Sheffield United. Is Brewster still there?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
He
was injured. He was injured last year.
Oh,
He missed quite a lot of the season, so yeah, he's still there.
Listen, these men are coming back with Brewster and Ollie McBurney, and they think they're gonna. I can't wait to see them get destroyed. I believe their points total will be close to as bad as that Derby one. I'm telling you now.
Wow.
That club,
Boy.
they haven't bought well. I don't think they really bought anyone well.
I don't think they bought anyone, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're gone. They're gone straight.
I know Luton haven't spent that much, but I'm glad that they that guy, he's been with them for like every single division. They gave him a new contract, innit?
Yeah.
I'm glad about that, man.
Yeah.
Because they can't play. They've postponed another game, ain't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Because
did.
of the ground, didn't it?
Because the ground won't be ready or something.
Wow.
So we know it's going to be. I reckon Luton and Sheffield are going down. The third one, I don't know,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
it
Oh,
could
cool,
be
guys.
Everton, man. It could be first time lucky, man. Got to wave it for 2 years in a row, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, but I think they'll do all right, man. They've got some decent signings in, so
Exactly. But cool, boys.
cool.
Thanks for joining. And
No worries, man. Thanks for having us on, man.
maybe Monday we round up the weekend, see what happens.
Definitely.
Cool, man. All right,
Thanks,
boys.
people.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, make sure, man.
Yes, man, innit? Like, comment, subscribe, do all of that.
All of that.
Keep forgetting
That's
to
it.
say, but please. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Peace.